Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my sketchbook. I have an idea, and I'm going to flesh it out in one take, just because that's what I do on my little sketchbook channel. The idea that floated around in my head, I'm going to use one of these acrylic markers, and perhaps I will use one of these felt tip sort of metallic markers as well. And then, well, you know what? Maybe I'll use a few different things. I don't know. Let's find out here. So I'm going to set that aside just over here. So I have white here as well. Maybe I'll use that purple, and maybe I'll use that red. Open up my inkwell. All right. Well, let's see if we can get started on something here. So I'm going to pick this spot roughly here, and I'm going to find out what this white marker looks like on the page of this. Well, I don't know if that will work out that great. I was hoping that it would kind of pop a little bit more. I can kind of see it. I'm sure you can a little bit as well. I was really hoping that it would stand out a bit more, so I'm just going to kind of rework this colored in area, and then I'll do a diagonal, I think, as well, and then I'll Interesting. For fun, I'll do something here. Okay. So I don't see that perfectly clear. That's okay. Next, while that's kind of drying, here's the idea. Put in a line like this. Now, I don't know how many of you have looked at old keys. I'm sort of fascinated by these things, and I'm very curious how they come up with some of the designs for keys. And I wonder if they design the key first, in some cases, if they've done it that way. I got stuff all over the page here. I should have like a little brush nearby. Let's use this just to get some of that off of there. Okay. Yes, I wonder if they come up with the key first before they try to figure out the tumblers on the inside. So this is kind of like a skeleton key is what it might be referred to as. I remember seeing them when I was a kid. Old houses had keys kind of like this. Let's put that one away. Let's go to red. And so here, you can lightly see something there. I'm going to make a little circle there. I'm going to brush off this skeleton key here again. I think the acrylic kind of dries a little bit and then does strange things. Next, I'm going to use this marker. This is like a medium point. And let's see if it'll just sort of differentiate some of the yellow. A little bit. Now, one of the ideas that I have floating around in my head has to do with the possibility of being gifted a key, but not knowing if it's for a door or for a lock, or, I mean, obviously it would be for a lock, but, you know, is it in a box? Is it, like, you know, what is it meant for? That seems interesting to me. Now, let's set that aside. I brought out this purple. Now, what if have like a little tiny knot there, a little bit frayed, maybe. Okay. My hope is, well, it was that this was to be a little slip of paper. What can I use? Well, what if I brought out a little bit of gray on that? So let's use a different marker. So not so complicated, but at least it kind of stands out a little bit better. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a ring around that red circle that I have. You kind of notice on certain things, to protect the usage, I suppose, on a hole punched paper, you could get these like little stickers. It gives you a little bit more durability for, let's say, putting it in a binder or something like that. Where are we at? 9 minutes? Okay. Mm-hmm. Here is the means to make all your dreams come true. And you would get this key, and you would not know to what door, to what box, to what safe it could unlock. Wouldn't that be the weirdest thing for someone to do? Now, I'm just going to put a little bit of kind of like highlighting, but not really. It'll fade a little bit. A little bit here. Now here's where I can ruin something. I'm going in to the rope, the little string, and I'm just going to kind of define it a little bit. And I don't have to trace around the key, I can just let that be. But I figure I'm going to do a little bit of this here. And then not drag out the concept any more than that. So tell me, did it snow where you are? I can tell you this much: yesterday was a snowy day. Almost pretty, if I'm to be honest. Kind of like a snow globe kind of snowfall. And it accumulated quite a bit, actually. Next. That shadow that I just put there, I'm going to get a cup with water and a brush. And I'm just going to let that dance in there a little bit. Good old snow removal. Now here in Canada, we have parts of the country that doesn't really necessarily see a lot of snow. Hard to believe. There are parts where they would get more rain than they would get snow. That would be kind of like a West Coast thing. They still get snow, though. And for the most part, I don't know if they really know how to deal with it, because they wouldn't have it so much. clean this and just do a couple little final sort of look overs, and then I might be just kind of done with that. I know it's unnecessary to do what I'm doing here now, but it is just for fun. Okay. Well, I think that's it. That is the concept. I do hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm going to back this out a little bit just because, well, you know what? Maybe that's a bit much. Let's dance it back and forth. We'll go to there. And I think that's probably the way that I will end this. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out. And if you wish, in the comments, let me know what you think the key is for. That might be an interesting thing. I hope you have a great day. Come back again. We'll do something else kind of interesting maybe. And yeah. Ciao for now.